Building.
We got Tawana, and we got our guest Brodie in the building. So we're gonna start off all together, y'all. But before we do that, please don't forget to share this video for me. Please share it for us. We appreciate your support and all that good stuff. And it's you that help us get to the top, and that's what we're doing, right? Okay. Okay. So like I said, we got Brodie coming up, but you know we always start this thing off with a question. But before that, happy October. We are in Q4. This is the fourth quarter of the year. And we got to finish up strong, y'all. I mean, this year, I hope that along with making sure your health has been right and your finances has been right, that you've been seeking out goals and stuff that you didn't have time to do, and you can finish up strong, okay? This is, you got a few more months. Finish up strong, get those books done, get that business started, get that money saved, invest your money in Bitcoins. Ask me how. But do something to help you excel and come out this strong, come out this year strong to start this next new year even stronger, right? Right. Okay.
I'm ready for it.
You ready for the question?
I'm ready for it.
So we do a question of the day, and it's just, just a little dialogue. So this one is, do you think being single is underrated?
Being single is underrated.
Underrated.
And what I say, so if I need to give a little context to saying, we instead of saying overrated, because when people are single, it's this desire and this purpose seeking to be in a relationship or to be married. So we talk about that so much, love and and I'm all for it. But when you are single, nobody really, I'm not saying it needs to be glorified, but it definitely needs to be looked at in a capacity of how a relationship, because it is a relationship with yourself. So that's the question. Who want to go first?
Let's start with our guest.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I always thought happiness came along with relationships. Last year I went through a really horrible breakup, and I took myself away from the world. I quarantined myself basically.
Okay.
Before quarantine.
Okay.
And I fell in love with me.
Yes.
I learned so much about myself that I didn't know.
Yes.
I found out shows I like. I found out foods I like. Because when you're in a relationship, you like what they like. You eat what they eat. You watch what they watch.
Right.
You travel where they want to travel.
That's right.
And in that time, most times, but in that time after that breakup, I was just, oh, Brodie's pretty dope.
Right. That's right.
By himself.
Right.
So now I'm in the space where if a relationship comes, okay, but I'm happy.
I love you. This is what I've been saying.
You have to find happiness in yourself before you can be happy with anybody else.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
You speak in my language now?
Yes, go ahead.
So 2-3 months ago, I started a journey to self because I knew about everybody else but me. And how can you know what kind of life partner if you want a life partner?
Right.
How will you know that until you know you?
Right.
Period. So I agree that, this is alignment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think that your relationship with yourself sets the tone and is the foundation for all relationships, just like we were just talking. Your friendships, your relationship with your parents, everybody. So without self-love, you won't even know how to love or even what love is. So I totally like what you just said.
Yeah. Right. I started.
Oh,
but I do have something to say.
Well, I'm listening.
No, I was going to interject and say that even when we talk about, working on yourself, I think that's downplayed and watered down. Meaning you really need to get in the ditches and find out who you are. I'm telling you, when you strip everything away, you go, I don't really like that. You may have done it being compromising, because being in a relationship is like an investment. You don't go to the car dealership and go, just give me that one. I don't care about the extended warranty. Right. I don't care about, if it got airbags and I just give it to me because it looks good. You know what I mean? So I'm saying is that we underestimate, like me now being an empty nester and all that. I'm learning so much about myself and the things that I thought I required and I didn't require, the things I thought I needed and now I know I don't need it. So I think being single is not, you hear people talk about being single, but then you hear people downplay it and go, I'll be careful with all that self-love and loving yourself. It's like, but it's not a bad thing. I'm not doing it to hate men, or I'm not doing it because I don't want to date again or be married again. I'm saying, which I can take that or leave it, but I'm saying I'm doing this for self. Yep.
That's right.
Okay.
I like those answers.
Okay, that means you don't have nothing to say.
No. So those are good answers, and they're cool answers. But when I took your question, I took it differently. So is being single underrated? I feel like there are people that are in relationships that wish they were single, and there are people that are single that wish they were in relationships.
Yeah, that's true.
So to piggyback on what y'all said, yes, you do have to understand your self-love, no matter which part of that equation that you're in, because you still gotta have self-love when you are in a relationship. You still gotta know who you are. You still gotta know what entertains you. And then I think what we do, I can only speak for our community. I think what we do is we don't communicate our tough feelings enough.
True.
Like little stuff bother you, and then you let it bother you for 4 years,
Yeah.
and then you finally explode.
Yeah.
So that's a part of your self-love that you didn't do. No matter how much you get your feet done, no matter how much you go on vacation and take pictures by the beach,
I'm telling you.
if you haven't addressed the elephant in the room, you can go to Africa and back. The elephant is still gonna be in the room when you get back.
Yeah.
So you gotta attack that stuff while you in a relationship or single. You need to attack those elephants.
I guess that's something.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
got something.
So
Let's talk about it.
I don't want to jump too far into my part, I guess, talk about both. But that is something I talked about. I held on to things. I didn't admit that I needed certain. I didn't admit hurt I had until I took time to really, really dive into it.
Yeah.
And that is such a problem in our culture.
Yes.
We have such a, I don't even know what to call it, but we have such a against
pride.
therapy.
A pride.
Right.
It's a pride.
Like,
it is the pride.
You're crazy.
Like
Or you're
something
crazy.
really, really wrong. I'm like,
Right.
no, get it.
You're crazy if you don't get it.
Right. You're crazy if you don't get it.
That's right.
Get it before something does go wrong. So you
That's
know
right.
how to manage when things go wrong. And that is the biggest thing I keep telling educators and people around me that is in school systems. They really need to fix the curriculum in school. In school, I didn't need to know half of the stuff you taught.
Exactly.
I needed to know how to manage if my parents were getting divorced. I needed to manage if somebody died that was close to me. I needed to manage how to manage my feelings properly,
That's right.
how to channel that, how to
That's right.
communicate that.
Right.
Those are the things they should be teaching the kids in elementary, middle, and
Yeah.
high school.
Finances.
It prepares,
Right.
whatever prepares you for real life.
Real life.
That's right.
There should be a real life class in all.
First through
Ages.
8, kindergarten through 8.
That's
You know,
right.
It's the fundamentals. You walking, you talking now.
That's
Let's
right.
You got your numbers, you got the basics. We need to
But
put
you
words and sentences
Teaching me
together.
X minus Y.
Yes. Bro, you gotta tell me.
I got a post on my inbox.
Look,
it's so the truth.
I get it.
And I love math. I was
Right.
a scholar in math.
Numbers are a thing.
I love it. But there was a lot of it.
Yeah.
I like that, man. And like I said, I think the last thing I would say with that entire topic, like when I tell people you need to know who you are in or out of a relationship, because what happens if you get in these long relationships and you don't know who you are and you just worried about protecting your feelings and not saying what's bothering you, then that relationship, heaven forbid it ends, you're still in the same predicament you was in while you was in a relationship. But on top of that, now you got the hurt of losing your relationship and you know who you are. So, and then I love that y'all said the word therapy. It sounds like poison in our community, but it is the most. Listen, I went through a terrible divorce. Stacey was around when I was with my divorce. I couldn't have got through it without therapy. There's nothing my friends, mom, grandparent, nobody could have said.
No one
I
can.
needed professional help,
Yes.
and I'm very transparent about that. Like I had to go talk to somebody. I need to be on somebody's couch that was dedicated to me. And the biggest myth I tell people: your friends only listen to you 50%.
Yeah.
I don't care
That's
how
very
much they
true.
love you because they got their life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
they're trying to, they empathize with you, but only 50% of their attention span is
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
But you have to also know when you talk to people, how much can they handle?
The capacity.
Some people don't have the capacity to handle
Yeah.
your baggage and theirs.
Yeah.
That's right.
And you got to know your own. There's some times where people try to unpack on me, and I'm like, you need to go talk to somebody professional.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Right.
done.
I'm not that person.
That's
I'm
right.
done.
I can help a
Yeah.
little bit and guide you,
Right.
but there's gonna be comes to a certain point. I have enough
Yeah.
that I'm trying to unpack from
been
when
there.
I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
From
You
watching
know what that
watching
is.
my dad die at my grandmother's funeral. Like
Yeah.
I'm unpacking things like that, like trauma
Yeah.
that I dealt with in life, and finding myself and feeling like my family wasn't really there for me at certain times, or like just different things from
Yeah.
childhood. I'm still unpacking. I can't take your whole life and childhood and try to deal with me.
That's just more trauma.
I can't.
And that's the tough
So-
element where you got to talk about early.
Please go. Please.
Yeah.
We waste so much money on everything else.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can take $75, $100, $125 a week,
They got it online now.
You're
It's
right.
cheaper than that.
Listen,
You can get a
but it's an
online.
investment in yourself.
Yes. It's like healthcare.
That part.
Like health
Speaking of that, and you talked about numbers, and because I do love numbers, before we go to this commercial break, I have to mention this because this is very close to my heart. And it's when I talk about Bitcoin, if you follow me, you hear me talk about Bitcoin all the time and MTI. And that's because I feel like I finally got myself on the ground level of something that's happening. And I'm like, I'm in, and I see how it works. Opposed to finding out years later, I could have invested in Uber when it was, low and all that. So I'm sharing this for those reasons. So Tawana and I have a organization called a movement called the Wealth Initiative.
Right.
And so in that, we know that we are moving to a digital currency sooner or later. So we have been buying Bitcoin, as most people know about, but we are taking our Bitcoin and putting it in a company that will pay us profits on it. They trade. They use artificial intelligence to trade. So whatever profits are made, we get a percentage of that total trading pool. So it's like an accelerated savings.
Right.
Because nobody money is making no money really in a savings account, right? So you have an opportunity to grow your money daily. Daily. If it's 50, it depends on what you put in there. So if it's, you put $200, you can start with $100. If the money don't go to me. This is information going out to you guys because we have to find a way to create some financial stability for our homes and then our communities because we can't do both at the same time. So this is just another way to take your money, some of it or something, or whatever you have. $100 is what you can do. Buy you some Bitcoin, put it in MTI, let it just grow. Don't touch it if you don't need to, but if you need to, it's there for you to touch.
Right.
Tell them they don't have no fees. You want to take your money out, there's no fees and stuff. But I wanted to share this, take this moment to share this because I'm telling you, I ain't gonna lie. I started off with $215 in mine. In 90 days, I'm almost at $30,000.
And that's unheard of because, like Stacey said, there are no fees. There's no fees to become an investor. There's no fees to withdraw your money. There's no subscription fees or anything. So it's not a multi-level marketing company, or anything like that. We're just sharing how we did it. And it's mind blowing because I've never been able, unless I trade every day, but learning how to trade on the foreign currency market, it's a whole other mindset. I had to learn it from my older thing. I'm in 2 trades right now and got myself stuck in. I'm gonna wait them out. But this, you can only do like 3, maybe 10 trades a day at the most as an average person. But this artificial assist, it's an auto trading situation. We have a bot, it's very sophisticated. The money's not held by the company that we invested with. It's held with the number one broker, one of the number 4 brokers that trade cryptocurrency too. You know what I'm saying? So this bot is taking 400 to 800 trades a day.
Wow. Yeah, so I feel member listens. So I've always put money there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And that's all we do.
Again, it's not taught in school.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Finance. Not that type of finance.
No, not that type of finance.
Why are we not
taught in?
Because we're taught to go get a job.
That's
to
it.
work another entrepreneur's vision.
Yeah.
That's what we're taught.
But that's
And it's so outdated.
Yeah.
That starts in our household.
Yeah.
It starts in the household.
So if you shout out to Paid on Purpose, I got some bankers in the house that is watching tonight. Seriously though, this is just, I'm gonna talk about it every week because the people that are watching that have joined, I signed somebody up today. Let me say this, they signed themselves up. It ain't nothing I gotta do but share this information with them. So if you want to know more about what we're talking about, there is a Zoom call for everything. There's a Zoom call to where anything is Zoom. But now that that things are kind of opening up a little bit, we will be doing events. We'll be doing small, still social distancing guidelines, events, because if we talking about it, we got to be about it. And so then we're going to come in person. We're going to come to a city near you. And I'm going to talk about every day on my show. So if you don't like this part, skip
every day.
I'm going to ask you a question.
What you going to say?
You said you started, how much you invested in it?
Like 215, because I put 220 in.
And now you're at what?
Almost 3,000.
She killing it.
And how many weeks is that?
She
A
doing
little bit over
9
9 days.
after me.
Okay, so y'all heard that. So you started with 250.
200.
215.
And within 90 days, you got almost a $2,500 price.
Right. So,
Okay.
and see, the thing is that where the more information comes in is that is unlocking everything on. I'm not leaving no money on the table.
None.
Okay.
None. So there is several different ways with you doing nothing. Like mainly nothing. Like this ain't, you gotta get this and you gotta get that.
You ain't gotta build a team.
I'm tired of that.
Yeah.
I'm sick of that phone call right
Yeah,
now.
You
I don't want to call.
I don't want to do
If it's way to make some money, let's talk about it right here.
Yeah.
I want communication right here.
Absolutely. We
Okay.
do that as well. So I just want to say that, but if you are interested, definitely hit us up. And we're going to go to a commercial break. Yes. And then when we come back, we're going to talk to our guests because we was getting some free talk on and it was so good. So we're going to, bring it back after this commercial break.
Spartans! What is your profession?
And I think commercial ain't ran yet.
Yeah, just like put it right back. Put it right back.
But I was just doing.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yo, somebody really tried, but they was singing that.
Okay, and we're back. Behind the scenes, we be acting silly and stuff like that. But welcome back. Live 365 is in the building, and we have our guest here today, Brodie Proctor. Oh, I said it right.
That's your last name? Hilarious.
You didn't know that?
Brodie's your guy.
I thought it was your guy. Go ahead.
This is your guy.
Oh.
Anyway,
Right.
this is the guy. He is a development artist,
Bam.
manager. Did I
Bam.
say that right? Management and artist development.
Bam.
And he is an author. You know that makes you
Bam,
official,
bam.
right?
So
He has a book called No Support, and that is KNOW. I love the play on words. So I want to start off about you getting into, because we're in Atlanta, and we like a little, what we call it, ATL Wood. So did you always want to be in this industry, or are you from Atlanta and you just kind of got into it because that's what's happening?
Well, so growing up,
Good job.
okay. Growing up, I always just loved music. I played instruments. I went to performing arts school, so I was always into the arts, always intrigued.
Yeah.
Just the whole entertainment, I loved. So in high school, I won't say what I went for, but
It's okay.
but we had to take all the majors. We had to do theater. We had to do dance. So I got to see each part. When I was younger, I took ballet. I was always into just different things, violin, piano, everything. Right. So I didn't know I wanted to work in the entertainment industry like this. I just knew I was interested in the entertainment industry. When I was 19, I moved to Maryland. I started working in a hotel, became a manager. I thought that was it. I wanted to work my way up. I wanted to own a hotel. Hospitality was it for me.
Yeah.
Just loved it. Started falling out of love. Wasn't hitting the same. And I was just like, I need to find what I'm passionate about. Went to school for massage. Opened a massage company.
Wow.
Was very successful. Did that for 4 or 5 years. But during that, I started to realize I didn't want to just be doing massages. There was so much more business inside. I knew I had a business mind, always. When I was younger, I was selling bread. We made a whole company. I used to make rolls for people.
From scratch?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're multi-talented.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can cook too.
All right.
I wanted to go to culinary school. I was all I love so many things, and I was like, I like it. Yeah. So I started a massage company. Then I started a business marketing firm where I was helping people start their businesses, because I was like, everyone should know how to grow and how to make their own money. I was always a firm believer. I wanted to make money for myself. I never always wanted to work. Even when I was in hotels, I wanted to own a hotel.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't work. One, I really don't like. I'm a little controlling. So taking orders too much from people drives me a little crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I need to run. So I was doing that, and then I moved down here. Fast forward, I moved down here, got another job at a hotel. So I was new here, didn't know what I wanted to do. I had a podcast. I booked an artist, Iana Crawler, to sing at my live birthday podcast show.
Okay.
She came by herself. We hit it off. Stayed in contact. She called. She was like, "Hey, I want to do something for my birthday." Da da da. So we threw this whole live show. She stayed at the hotel. I was taking her to her room, helping her, and I'm like, "You're by yourself." I was like, She was like, "Yeah, I don't really." She's like, "My MD is DC. I don't really have anybody like as a team here." And I'm like, "Set up. We should talk."
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, I always wanted to be like an assistant. I always wanted to like do that. Just didn't know who or how. We had a conversation. Everything just worked. And that's how it started. From her giving me that chance. Then working with her, I went through the breakup. I lost my job. I couldn't find another job. I have 2 masters. Like, I have a good resume.
Right.
Could not get a job. And I was like, God, what is going on? Like, why? I never have a hard time getting a job.
Right.
So I was like, God, what is going on? Like, what are you trying to put in me? Or what do you see for my life that I'm not getting a regular job?
Right. I know that.
It was crazy. So I got another client. I just for projects, didn't keep that for long. Me and Yana went back to DC. She released the book, went back to DC. We flew back in. It was her friend's birthday, which I didn't really know. Was at her birthday thing. We were there, chilling, good time. This man walks in, making everybody laugh, talking. This guy here next to me, I don't remember who it was, started telling him all about me and what I was doing for Yana, what I'm capable of. I didn't really know him. The guy is Rod. Rod then was like, "Oh, I want to talk." A week later, took him on. Right after that, this guy that I knew for years randomly started talking. He was like, "Wait, what do you do?" And was like, "Oh, I would like you to work with me." Took him on. And it just from there. And I was like, "Oh, this is
what this was."
The thing. And then now doing this, and now, during that time, like I was in such a down place emotionally, everything.
Yeah.
But I felt the shift.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, this is the purpose that God had for my life." And I didn't know it.
Right.
So I didn't enter in this industry knowing. I took on Yana as part-time. I was working in the hotel. I was just like, I can do this on time. I could, whatever. I was never like thinking, "Oh, this could be my life.
Wow.
I can live, eat, breathe off."
Yes.
I didn't think that at all.
That's
So
awesome.
dope.
So it really wasn't intentional. It was God really set me up and was like, "This is what I want you to do." Pushed me into this because I was applying.
Well, you know what? Look, I'm just to interject. I'm telling you, when it's something because when I stopped working at the marketing company and I was like, let me, look, I'm putting my resume, and I know I paid for my resume, so I know it was right?
Right.
And it was like nobody was called, or the people that did call would be random here and there. It would be something that's like, I don't really want to do that. And I thought, like, is it me? Like, is my resume or something? Like, I paid $100 for this. She gonna have to do it again or something.
Oh, let me know something.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. Look at resume. Because I can do a resume.
Something. So
Really show God.
But it wasn't the resume, I don't believe. I just think that when God is moving and shifting you and you don't understand what it is, he'll make other things won't happen like you think it's supposed to. And now you get nervous, but he's birthing something. So yeah, that's great. And you're a great storyteller. I was there.
I'm inspired.
Like, yeah.
I almost want to ask, can you teach me? I'll be an assistant.
Listen.
I mean, listen.
It's crazy that I started off as and so here's the funny thing. My I hate to say role model but the person I always looked up to in the world was Farnsworth Bentley.
Okay.
Oh,
Way back in the day, if you look, maybe old Facebook, my name was Brodie Farnsworth Bentley Proctor.
You already set the stage.
And one day, I had to remember, in this past, this year, I reminded myself of that. I was like, God knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Because he started off as P. Diddy's assistant.
Yeah.
And look at where he is now.
Yeah.
A mogul.
Yeah.
Started off as an assistant.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I couldn't have planned.
You need my resume?
I don't know. I was like, God, really?
And then just what we were talking about earlier before you were here is that being blessed and booked and like recommending him clients. It's kind of like as much as you kind of want to take them, it's like I have to make a judgment call so I can make sure that I'm giving my clients the best service. So I can't take on 10 people. I got a good solid 4, a good solid whatever it is for you, 3 or 5. But people, and they don't understand that. And you got to understand that having a lot of clients don't mean you're doing a great job.
That's exactly
because
right. It's not about the money.
If you're the person that's doing it. So it's important that I like that what we were talking about.
So I was saying for the listener viewers, that now that I've taken on clients and I'm in this entertainment industry, I was very strategic about my roster as well. I didn't want too many singers that sung the same. I didn't want too many actors or too many things that fell into the same category.
Yeah.
So I have an actor, actress, me,
one of each
soul singer that can do gospel. I have an R&B singer. I have a. Do you have radio, a media personality?
See, we trying to get hired. That's what
We trying to be represented.
represented. But I'm gonna help.
But yeah, so I made sure I didn't have to, because I was like, I just had a conversation with one of my clients about this. I was like, I never wanted to get a call and saying, oh, they want this type of person, and I had to choose.
Yeah.
I never wanted to put someone. I wanted to be like, okay, this is the person I have for that. But I wanted someone to be able to call me for whatever they needed and have someone on my roster that could fit that.
Okay, that's creative.
So I thought about that. And I also thought, like, I always wanted to make sure I don't take on too many, to have time enough for everything.
Yes.
Rod, many people have said, I feel like sometimes I'm your own. Like, if I don't tell them,
I know exactly.
if I don't tell them I have other clients, they probably would, because I make time for everybody. Like, and I stay on top of everybody like they're my only child. Like,
it causes a lot of arguments.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know.
Because
y'all your clients.
Because y'all are hard-headed.
I mean, I need to listen attention, but go ahead.
But yeah, like I have worked hard to keep that, because I never want the client to be like, I have to drop you, I have to find you a visitation. I don't feel like I have the right time. I'd rather.
So for you, it's about the whole experience.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Well, I can speak as one of his clients, though. It ain't just that, though. He doesn't represent you like a manager. It becomes like a family member. You know what I mean? Like, even when I got my new place, I ended up going out of the country, and I couldn't call the people. So Brodie locked into my email. He was responding like he was me, without me even knowing, just knowing my verbiage and put his mix in there. I get off the ship, like, hey man, your place be ready. Go pick up your keys. I'm like, yo, what?
Wow.
What? How?
Oh.
But I didn't even know he was corresponding. I didn't even know. I'm stressed because he thought about it before I got there. Like,
right.
You're not gonna have signal, and I didn't even think about it. I'm just going on vacation, come back at my place, and then man, if he hadn't did that, I wouldn't have got the place, because I literally had like a couple of days.
Right.
But I didn't know it because I wasn't getting the email. I was in Jamaica.
So you want to know why why I'm like that? Because I look at the whole thing. I look at my client's whole life. Just because I'm managing one avenue of it, if there's a piece in your life that is overly stressing you out or bothering you, taking your mind off of what I need, it's not going to be efficient for any of us.
Right.
So let me step in and help where I can, so we can get back to work.
Yeah.
Let me help keep your mindset on the goal. A lot of times things happen, life happens. Right. So if there's a death or if there's whatever, what can I do to help? Yeah, that's not my job. Yeah, that's not my thing to do.
Right.
But you need that right now. The quicker, not the quicker, I hate to talk about but the quicker we get through this, we can get back to your next album, your next project, your next TV show, your next movie, your next whatever. The longer we take, and if I don't help and you just take all the time, like, now,
because it's in the best interest of you as their, they hired you, and personally, it's not like, hurry up, come on, get it off. It's not that. I get it, because I used to be a personal assistant. I started just like that, like least Ray had me be in my family. She was like, come on, go, on the road with me or whatever. So I would go, and then she was selling calendars and stuff at that time.
Mhm.
And then she started paying me, and I was like,
I can do this.
this is the executive assistant from an office on the road, and so then I was like, I'm gonna start a personal assistant company. And then I just started sending out stuff to people I knew, like, know anybody. And the word got to Selena Johnson. And then she called me, and that's how I know her and her family. And she called me, and I came with my little proposal and everything, what I was going to do. And she's like, you sharp. She's like, you like, she talk, you're so sharp. So that's how I started. And when you work with clients like that, I don't care who they are, you gonna know their family, you gonna know their husband and they sad one, you gonna know everything I'm saying about them. So if my job is to keep you on task and to keep you focused and stuff like that, because we want to be able to take care of both your personal and your professional life, they affect each other. So I want to give you the time you need, but I want to remind you very compassionately, this too shall pass, and we need to get to back, because you want to still be a singer, right? Now, and it's the way you give that as a manager. You give that, and if he feels like you're not a manager, that's even better. Where you don't feel like, call my manager. It's like, right. I thought I just talked to your homeboy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
But I am very professional when it comes time.
Yeah.
Like when people do call and talk business, I'm there, and there's conversations that we talk and homies laughing, da 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 da. But when it comes down to work, this is what I need. This is when I need it. This is how I need it. And I didn't like this, so take this post down. Redo this. Now I will have those conversations, but they all know it's coming
from a place of
love.
Yeah.
Because I want the best for all of them.
That's good quality.
No, he used a good word. He used the word shift. When he was talking about the blessings and feeling that shift. And then I know once our team got together, there was a shift. Career-wise, even when Corona hit, I told you I took an essential job, which he hated that I did that. But I'm country. I'm a country at heart. So it just was hard to just be at the house and not have nowhere to go.
Right.
So even if I'm going to get some chunk change real quick, I just need to leave the house every day to know that
I'm being productive.
I'm being productive. Yeah. I need to be going somewhere. He's like, bro, what you doing? I was like, you know what? I said, don't think I'm depressed. I said, I feel a shift even in the midst of this Corona. He's like, you feel it? Let's run with it. And then here we are now. And as you see, every time I look up,
you ain't at the show because you're on the road.
That's what I'm saying. I'm working. Like, did he get that? I said, did he get that job?
Yeah, he's doing a lot, and I'm so proud of you. And I'm like, that's why I'm like, these are live examples of people that are taking these lemons and making a lemonade. I mean, why you learning how to be cautious? Like 6-7 months in COVID now. You ain't taking care of your immune system, if you're not wearing your mask, if you're not doing the things that they tell you to do, just the least common sense, then shame on you. You know what I mean? Because they gave out all the free money all this year. It's coming to Texas near you soon, but I'm saying
that's gonna be. I just had that conversation.
It's coming back in Texas.
I'm really praying for these people
it's coming back in Texas.
It's coming back.
Ain't nobody giving no money.
They'll take away from your deduction.
Because so I didn't get my stimulus check.
Good for you.
Whole fiasco.
Yeah.
I'm like, I hope.
I just got a letter.
I just got a letter that they're finally going to process my taxes.
Wow.
And I'm just like, I just hope they don't send that shit.
I know.
I just don't, because I just feel like it is such a setup.
It is a setup.
There's nothing inside of me.
Nothing's free.
Nothing's free.
And here's the thing. Don't get me wrong, I accepted it because you needed to live. Yeah. However, I'm saying people that think that it's free money,
right?
It's not free money.
You should have invested in yourself.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, I'm grateful that things passed and the money was there to help people that need it.
Absolutely.
I'm more grateful that God provided for me where I didn't need to walk down certain avenues.
Yes.
That's not everybody's story, and I get it. There's still people that are out of work that they should be getting full amounts of unemployment, full amounts of stimulus, whatever, because people do need the help. Everybody's story is not the same. But I'm just like, I have to give God all the glory because I don't know how. But there was such a peace I had in the beginning of this, and I don't know what it was. I was just like, we're going to be okay.
I don't know.
I don't know. Posted
where
today.
that came from.
And people, I'm sorry.
No, you're right.
And then people think sometimes like you downplaying it, and it's like,
And you're not.
but it's not downplaying it. I live here too. Like, I see what's happening.
Right.
I'm saying that I'm doing whatever I can to make sure I'm protecting myself, my children, telling them at least, because they're adults, you know, hey, try this. Like the other day, my friend told me about, I had bought a pineapple, and then I was about to throw, and he's like, don't throw them away. He's like, boil them and put some ginger in it, and put some turmeric in it. And I was like, what? I Googled. This is something good for you. I got my sea moss in there. I'm saying life, what the world is going to have to open back up, like full blown. All I'm saying is, with the best that we can do is first have faith. When it first happened, and I just moved in, I was like, I'm gonna have a housewarming. And Coco was like, no, you're not.
Okay.
And it was like, you're gonna be alone, you know, for a minute. And so that's where that healing and you know, I had that. I was watching the news every day, and I said, I can't do this because one day, because my faith's not built like that. Like, you may have concerns, but I'm not a like, oh my God, you know.
Yeah.
And so watching the news every day made me one day was like, I was in here like, oh my God. Then I was like, wait a minute, what we doing? We don't do that.
So
and
you know-
ever since I've been good.
You know what also helped? Because I told you how last year I locked myself away from the world.
You already quarantined.
I was prepared.
You was pre-quarantine.
I
He was already pre-quarantine.
I said, well, what's up? What's up, self?
That's right.
I didn't feel the like strong impact that everybody, because I was like, just a couple months ago, I was locked up and I was okay.
You was already mentally prepared.
You're right. It didn't seem as such a culture shock
Yeah.
as other people.
And it did for me either, because I just thought, like, I could start maybe write that book, or I just start thinking of stuff, and I've been working out since, man. I've been working out since, so I'm just saying, taking this time to say, what can I do? If I'm gonna be locked up, let me make the best of it. Don't come out 300 pounds.
So listen. So during my whole time of the depression, all of that, I started writing, and it was hurting. I said, I'm not feeling it. I said, God, if you want me to write this book, I had this book, a totally different title, about a couple years ago. I could never get to the point where I wanted to write, or I knew what I wanted to say, or how I wanted to say it. I started writing, like maybe September, October. It was too painful. I was like, it's too heavy stuff. In January, when my life started shifting, it came back in my mind. And I was like, okay. So I started writing, and it became therapeutic. It became healing for me. I was getting everything out that I really needed to get out. But I really still didn't have the full time to write. So I was like taking like 30 minutes every day, and I would just stop and write. Late at night, I would lay in the bed. I'm like, okay, let me just get these thoughts out. If I was in a conversation, I'd be like, oh, I can put that in my book. I would just write random thoughts. And I was like, I'll just come back and then
Put them together.
Quarantine hit. I said,
You had no choice.
well, I got time today.
Right.
I started writing, and I finished it so much faster than I ever thought I would.
Wow.
Because I didn't think, even when I was like, oh, I'm going to write a book, I didn't have a time stamp on it. I wasn't in a rush. I was like, it can come out in a year.
Yeah.
I just knew I'm writing a book.
Right.
Whenever I feel finished, I feel finished. Whenever I want to publish, whatever. And it aligned. And what I released it August, beginning of August.
That's recent.
I had no idea that I was going to be capable of doing that. But quarantine gave me the time, and I used my time wisely.
Yeah.
And that's what my thing was to everyone around me. I was like, make the most of this time.
Yeah.
Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you're trying to start, whatever you want to write, now is the time.
Yeah.
Don't just sit around wasting your time and sad that you're in the house and can't travel and can't go nowhere. Make the best of it.
Yeah.
So I was so glad, like there were so many people around me that started businesses that are flourishing,
Right.
that found what their true passion is,
That's right.
found out they liked different things, liked cooking. Like,
Yep.
I love it. And I'm just like, I'm so thankful that I did have the time.
Yeah.
I'm over quarantine. I'm over the whole, I'm over it.
Right.
But I'm thankful that God was like, I feel like God was like,
Everybody on punishment.
take
It was almost like a reset.
but take a step back.
Oh, listen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take a
Yeah.
breath and listen to him.
Yeah.
That's right.
And when you do that, he talks and walks through you.
Yes.
And I feel like he gave me how I wanted to set this up. He gave me the title because what was my title 2 years ago? Support 101 or something. It was something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
But I kept using that title up until like in the middle of writing this book. And I kept hearing know how to support when you feel no support.
I had to.
That's the whole.
I had to learn during my time of depression and what I was going through. I still had to get up and support my client. I still had to get up and do my job. There was days I stayed in bed all day, and she would call me and be like, "Okay, I have a show." I said, "Like, I'm coming, meet you, or whatever." Da da da. I would literally just get out of bed for that, go do that, put a smile on, and come back in the house and get right back.
Right.
But I still had to know how to give the support she needed, even when I didn't feel like the world was supporting me. When I felt all of it, I still had to find a way to push through and do what you have to do.
And that's genuine.
And it helped push me out of that.
Yeah.
Because she didn't know how much it was helping me. Because if I didn't have that, I probably would have been gone.
Yeah.
But it was that push. It was that support. And then I learned, even writing this, when I was coming out of it and I was sharing my story, I was sharing with people what I was going through, they were like, "Wait, you were going through all that?
Yeah.
We thought you were okay." And I was always the strong friend.
Yeah.
And I hate it because what we do is we don't allow people to know when we're hurt.
Absolutely.
Or when we're having moments of downness.
Right.
Or we're having days that we don't feel like going on or pressing on. And we don't share that because we're strong friends. And I was like, bump that. I can be strong for you. But there's some days I need you to be strong for me.
That's right.
And when I started telling my friends, they were like, "Bro, you should have told me. Like, I would have been there. I would have done this. And I'm like, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I thought they could tell. I thought they knew.
Right.
Yeah.
But they did.
They
Because
didn't.
you
I gave
pushed
up.
through.
Yeah.
That's what I tell people. Check on your nicest friends
The happy.
and your happiest friends. Because
So
those
true,
people,
right.
they have hurt days. Like, to my sorry, bro, knows everybody, I'm upbeat. But people don't know, I get hurt all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know
But
that.
I just kind of find a way to find something, a way to smile through. Like,
Distraction.
Corona first, when quarantine first hit, I had just got a contract with the Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
I had a 40-city tour coming up, and them things was canceled like, within 7 days? I didn't want to pick the phone he called. Like, bro, I don't want to talk to you, my feelings hurt. Like,
Right.
I ain't talking about no little, I'm talking about 40 grand.
Yeah.
You know what
And
I'm
that's what I'm
saying?
saying, when people say they don't know and nobody really asks how you're doing. You know,
Right.
I said that somebody brought that attention to with my boys who talking about them. Is like, I'm not a needy person when it comes to stuff like that, but you know, my friend said, you always make things happen and you're moving and you're doing it, so they probably think you're okay. And that gave me a different perspective. Because you're like, they should be, and why are they not? You know, and then when they told me that, I was like, wow, I am a bad mama jamma. So they probably don't think that I need the assistance or help.
Right. We don't
So
wear it.
I'm like,
But we don't wear what we go
But are we also telling them what we need?
Right.
We
That's
don't
what
do
I'm saying.
that.
I do now.
We don't. I do.
Right.
I learned
Yeah.
that.
Right.
But we don't share that.
Right.
You know, I'm doing this. I need you to do that.
Yeah.
I need you to share this. I need you to
Come
whatever.
over. Yeah.
And that's one thing I put. Just learning how to have that conversation, open that dialogue with them if they don't know.
What's a couple of the
takeaway?
No, the chapters. I mean, just the name of it, not the reading.
So I broke it up into 7 chapters.
Mm-hmm.
What is support?
Okay.
And just talk about what it supports me. What is that? What did I learn about the true definition of support?
Mm-hmm.
Child support is the next one, but it's not financial.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You'll read just how, as a child, I needed support.
Yes.
How I
Wow,
felt
that's
like
deep.
my mom low key set me up
Mm-hmm.
for the world
Mm-hmm.
because I have a mother that overly supports.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought the world was supposed to overly support.
Right.
I thought everybody supported the way my mom supported.
Right.
I didn't know until I got out into the world. I was like, oh, y'all don't give a rat's tail
Right.
about what I'm doing over here. I was like,
Real mean.
I said, oh, okay. I thought everybody supported, like my mother supported me. So I talked about that. Toxic support.
You said toxic.
Toxic.
Mm-hmm.
I talk about how people support you to get what they want,
Oh,
to get what they need,
That's deep.
and they only
There's a
support
lot of
when it
people like
benefits
that.
them.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh.
Ooh,
How
that's
much
a
is
one
that?
side. Yeah, I need that book tonight.
1995.
I got you. Put my cash app out.
Okay. Loving support. How to support someone you love, how to have that conversation when you're in love or when out of love. What does that look like? And just loving on someone as you're supporting them. Sometimes, and that's where I talk about the love languages. Where sometimes you need to know your love language, even in a friendship.
Yeah,
that's what you were talking about.
Yeah, because Rod's love language is words of affirmation. That's my lowest level. So it makes me feel weird, and I don't like words of affirmation, and I don't give words of affirmation because that's not something that really registers with me. But I had to learn working with him. I'm like, that's something he needs, and that's what he gives. So you have to learn with people in your life what they need in their life to work with them, to have that balance.
Right.
And I shared earlier, mine is quality time. I value my time. I can make money at any given point of the day. I charge a nice dollar amount for a consultation. So if you're wasting my time, and I know I could have been over here doing something that would make me money or further my life or further my career, that's going to drive me crazy.
Yeah.
That's the quickest way to piss me off.
Yeah.
Because you wasted my time.
I get that.
See, that's the funny part. So you do. That's what, like I said, with friendships, relationships, even business. You know who you're dealing with is love language, correct?
That's what it sounds
But
like.
like you said, I do. I speak. Even when I talk to Stacey, sometimes we do great. I sit back and listen. I'm like, yo, Stacey, you really got this thing down pat. Like, I'm just your wing person.
Right,
But you got a gift with this, like.
She does.
And I'm like that with anybody around me. I love to see people step into their purpose.
Right.
So Brodie, in spring, he tried to do this tour. Yeah, and I could see this, the whole group just hype. But see, what he wasn't used to, I'm a country hood dude. That's all I am. So we speak from the heart. I call him out the blue, and I know his brain's about to explode from people just this, and this. I call him, hey, bro, how you doing? He almost fell out. But that's how I feel. I'm like, bro, dog, you're doing too much. I said, I don't need nothing. Like, let me know what I can do on mine. Because I'm country, right? I'm my only child. So I don't mind, like, I tell him, I don't need much. Like, just be there when you need to be there. But if you can't. That's okay. I'm a country dude, and I see the bigger picture. So I'll, with my words of affirmation, I'm like, look, bro, you're doing a great job. We ain't had no problems. Everything's working great. I'm not needy, so you don't have to call me every day. You don't have to come to every show. I don't feel like that because you got enough on your plate. You know what I'm saying? Just when it's important, be there. If you can't, it is what it is. And I'm not gonna hold it right. But that's just how I speak. I call Stacey. I'm like, dog, you're doing great, man. This thing is dope. This is your station. You have this vision.
It makes me cry.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm just like,
I'm constantly like,
I feel like I'm just doing my job.
I got you.
I don't feel like I'm doing.
So you don't receive the affirmation of the accolades or compliments.
Yeah, it's hard.
But not compliments. Like, you look sharp.
You will soon, because I like that bracelet. So.
Look, so okay.
Don't make a
So
plan.
chapter 5, understanding. I talk about just how to understand your friends, understanding what they need, and understanding what type of support they're looking for, and understand that in their life. Godly support. I struggled with this chapter because I don't really talk. I don't try to give off churchy or whatever.
Preachy.
Right. But I did have to talk about sometimes God puts you in a place to only lean on Him. So I had to put that in because I felt like in my last year, I had to even learn Him in a different way. There was last, I want to say August or so, I gave up on it. I completely in my head, I was like, I quit. If there's a God, there can't be a God because
ain't nobody judge you for that though.
Because a God would not allow me to go through all this. That's how I felt. I felt like, nah, God can't be. Like, and I was born and raised in my mother's womb in church.
Yeah.
So I know God personally. And I got to the point I was just like, yeah, I don't see this. I don't see a God allowing me. But God was like, no, I want you to lean on me.
Yeah.
And learn me. So I had to, when I was writing, things of that kept coming up, and I was like, okay, I have to chapter. And then 7, you support. Ooh. Just how to support you.
Yeah.
How to take time for you. How to love yourself. How to find yourself. And know what to give. And what you do as a support. Self-evaluating your support. Are you sharing your friend's posts? If your friend has a concert, do they have to remind you to come to the concert? Because Beyonce don't. She don't personally invite you.
Nope.
And we will run. If Beyonce posts, and I always share it, if Beyonce posts anywhere and says concert at 7 on Friday, we become FBI, everybody, to find out where, how to get there, how much, everything. If your friend does that, we just overlook it.
That's just the truth, though.
Or not even that. Share the post. Still call you the day of the show and ask you what time, what's the address, what time you gonna get there, what you wearing.
You need to make a no support group. You can have a podcast and listen or do a podcast or something. Okay, because those are really, really great chapters and topics because each one is relative to everybody's life. It is everybody. Like when you start thinking, like, I could be a better person on this, or maybe I require this, and you know, and it's just so good to know yourself. That's not that.
And I had to even look at that in myself. Like I'm like, how many times do I overlook? How many times do I, not like a post or share or go or purchase? And one thing I have also shared, I have a podcast called Let's Talk Support with your guy Brodie.
Okay.
And one of my guests, Braylen, we were talking, and she has a whole store. We were talking about support and all that. And I told her, I said, my thing is, I don't always want to shop black. I want to shop my friends. Shop your friends first.
Shop your friends first.
If your friends have something that you can use or you're buying from anywhere else, why can't you buy it from your friends?
It's a great question.
Why do we? Yeah, it's good to buy black. Right. All day. I'm not going to say don't.
Absolutely.
But your black friend, your whoever friend, has that product that you're buying from Walmart. Why are you not buying it from them? If they're making a t-shirt, if they're making a hair product, if they're making jewelry, why are you running to, I don't know where y'all buy jewelry, Claire's, Pandora, K Jewelry,
Tiffany.
Why are you running there? Why can't you buy that piece
from your friend?
From your friend. And even if you know there's products that 10 people sell.
Yeah,
right. Of course.
If your friend sells it on their website, why can't you buy it from your friend?
And that's what you should. That's the go-to.
Shop your friend.
You know, I do try to do that mostly, and I don't expect. You know, I would like for people to buy my shirts and stuff like that. I probably had 3 of my friends buy my shirts. You know, and they bought multiple ones. And you're so right. But I don't care. I do care. I do want my friends to buy my stuff. But I'm not going to beg them to buy my stuff.
We shouldn't have to beg.
We shouldn't have to. But I see them saying people go buy shirts and stuff like that.
Everybody else.
But now they're doing their own shirt. I'm going to buy their shirt. You may not have bought mine, but I'm going to buy your shirt.
Oh, yes.
And it's like, hey.
No. But I'm going to, and
I'll show you how to support.
I'm going to show you how to support.
And I'm going to support you without you asking.
That's right. That's it.
I know of a few of my friends and Facebook friends that they always share. You see them share. Like some people are really, really good at it. I'm a liker. I won't share, but I'm like it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know them. You know. I'm liking, but just hearing that, you can do better with sharing. And so I will share. You know, I can share everybody, but I'm doing my best. The book, I'm buying the book today. It's yours. I'm telling you, we try to be better. This is we almost out of COVID, but this is still a good read. Especially while you got this downtime, because it looks like it's a really good, easy read.
And that was another thing. I don't like to read. So I didn't want to make a hard read book, because I'm like, if I don't like to read, I don't want to create something that's would be for me.
Right.
I can pick this up and read.
Yeah. Probably in one sit.
Yeah. My mother read it the first day she got it and called me. And she was like, I learned so much about you. And she was like, I needed to read.
Oh,
that almost broke up. I was like,
that's the ultimate affirmation.
Because I spoke about things that I just didn't talk about. And she was like, wow, I didn't know that caused this, or I didn't know, She was like, I just thought I was being the best. And I'm like, don't take it as you weren't a good mom. But there were just some things that did hurt. And
that's what we have to learn. I had to do that in 2000, I think that was 18, that I had to have coming to Jesus moment with my mother. And it was like, no, you weren't bad. At first I was like, oh, it is what it is, whatever. But then you become a parent, you're like, ooh, okay, so I messed up too much. So you understand that there's no rule book. You find out things and they tell you do this, verbal this way. Yeah, but when it comes to you are programming a human being.
A whole human.
And what hurts you and the things you go through will affect them. So like now, at this age, I'm like, I wish I could rewind back real quick and then raise them again and be like, bam, 2020, no COVID. And my kids are just, a lot more emotionally supported and because they know I love them and stuff like that. But I always tell my kids, look, y'all want to holler at me about anything, let's talk about it. Let's break whatever it is, because you never know. Kids harbor stuff and then it comes out in other ways that you didn't realize it. And I'm all about, tell me what it is.
And you know what? I just seen a post, I think today. Let's normalize I love you.
Oh.
Let's tell people around us that you love them like it's every day.
Yeah.
We do not share the love we have for people enough.
I have to agree.
We don't. You should never hang up from a person without saying, I love you.
I totally agree.
Shout out to my cousin Missy. She says, I love you. She has not missed I love you in years. Like I'm saying, like that is her thing. She get off the phone, she go, love you.
But I found myself saying that to you a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's normalize.
Let's normalize that, y'all.
I love y'all.
I love you guys.
This is amazing.
Seriously.
But yeah.
You don't love us?
But
I've heard
You don't love us? I love you guys.
I think
Look at you. Okay, look at y'all.
It's too big. What am I supposed to do? Yes. Oh, that was very clear. That was very clear.
Hershey can Facebook see that? No. Okay, we about to end the show. So definitely get
I know the next text is gonna be starting off nice.
You know what?
Hey, how you doing? Sorry, Mr. Show, but I tell you, I can get where you're late.
He meant something.
You know what? He's talking about the book. No support. Definitely go get your copy. Where can they get this book?
so. They can follow me at Brodie's Your Guide. My website is brodie'syourguide.com. You can purchase the book from there. The book is also available, and this is huge for me because I didn't think, being a self-publisher, I didn't know that you are capable. That's another myth. My book is available in every store. Walmart, Barnes and Nobles, Books a Million, everywhere.
Wow.
You look a wealth of information.
I thought you can only self-publish through Amazon.
Okay.
That is a big, huge myth.
Right.
But it is better and more supportive if you buy from my website, Brodie's Your Guide. But you can get it.
Okay. Definitely, guys, you got to get this book. Wow. I mean, because it's not even like, do I need it? Everybody need it. And this, especially if you're raising children, this is definitely a good way to get a start now. And then you don't have to be saying what I'm saying. But you can do this now for yourself, for your family, and for your community, because we all are out here interacting with each other in some capacity. So I want to be better. I hope you guys want to be better and all that stuff. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
This was great. It was easy. I love easy conversations.
That's what I like it to be. Like, I mean, I could have had, we started in the studio and stuff like that, and then we kind of moved around, and they supported us. Like, what they doing? You know, there's the table, there's the chair, but we wanted to find a rhythm, and hopefully, we will sooner than later, be on a major iHeart somewhere, or even my own content, you know, having that too, because that's really big. I want to have my own content. Oh, yeah, I heard that.
Oh my God. I'm excited.
But before we go, because we got about 2 minutes, I did want to touch on this because I do be trying to stay up on what the topics are. The presidential debate.
I didn't watch it.
Oh,
I didn't want the stress.
No, it was funny. No, here's the thing.
I can't.
Here's the thing. All I want to say about it is it was hilarious. Because all the memes, you know, when people put like the two little faces from Instagram, baby, that's what it was like. I was in here like I was watching a Lifetime movie. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. But it was just, I'm like, I just want God to come down.
The only thing I want to say is, if you've never felt the need to vote and you don't feel it now, I pray for you.
But you heard them tell the good old boys, stand down and stand by. So stand by me. If I don't win, tear it up.
Stand back and stand
by.
Yeah.
Stand by.
He said stand by.
What happened?
Yes, he said it. You can. It's all. I'm sure everybody got
They really want a civil
Yeah, but they said
It's-
African Americans are
you
going to buy
have
them
to-
guns.
I got mine.
I gotta get mine.
I got my mail-in ballot.
You mailing it?
Yeah, because I don't. So I know. Okay, so last election, last minor election, the ballots were messed up.
Right.
Couldn't get in. You had to stand in line for 3 hours.
Oh, I
I think
I went early.
Keisha was running.
No.
The one we did when Maya was running. But I went early.
That's the very last.
So I just know with this one, they're going to cause complication to try to deter us away from voting.
But did you see the little video I posted that it was 2014 where the mailman was taking the ballots and throwing them in the garbage?
I feel like this is what it reminds me. Tithes and all. God said give 10%. What the preacher, the church may do with your money is not between you and God. You did your part.
Yeah.
I'm doing my part by mailing my ballot.
I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna have my little
But
flask,
whatever-
my salad,
And whatever form of fashion, just vote.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just know my patience and my time.
Yeah.
I don't like waiting in line for. I don't wait in line for food if I'm starving. I don't do.
No,
it.
you don't.
I will find food at home.
Yeah.
Right. So you just have to do it your way.
Yeah, do it your way. I'm
And
gonna
if it
go
gets
early.
lost,
Yeah.
I still
You
do my
did your
part.
part. God is in control, guys. God is
Yep.
in control. So next week, I gotta give y'all message to self. I don't have my glasses, Jesus. But next week we have Gladys, and I'm gonna pronounce her name right. Agwe, founder and CEO of Ignite Within. She has a new book as well called Dump, Not Dumped On: How to Stop Reliving the Negative Impact of Rejection in Your Life, Business, and Career. I be bringing them topics, don't you, fan? I'm trying to get the world together one person at a time.
Yeah.
So she'll be on next week. And your message to self, guys, today is I am ready for what's to come. Change is on the horizon and I feel it. Positive and purposeful change. Today is the beginning of the rest of my life, and I am walking into this new month, a new me. Okay? So I'm encouraging you guys to take this week, take this fourth quarter, and make some major things happen. And I would love to hear about them. Like, share it. Like, in order for people to, give you an applause, what you don't need is share what you're doing so we can share this amongst other people. And, that's how we get the support out, right? No support, child. Get it? Please support, like, and share and all that stuff to help us get our numbers up. I think I might have a manager now. I'm going to do a GoFundMe, though. And I want y'all to support me.
Okay.
Follow us on all social media. Roger, you think you'll be here next week? Will he be here next week?
Will he be here next week?
I am going on vacation tomorrow. So
Ryan
no,
gotta be here.
I'm
Listen.
be your manager right now.
listen,
Like you so lit.
I told everybody,
Don't
I don't
message
care
me.
what y'all do, just don't call me.
Don't call.
Just don't.
I can't believe
But
it.
I just found out where I'm going. I won't have cell service, so I'm low key excited.
So you can't call.
Because I'm like, hey, you really can't call me. Even if you want to.
Yeah, I need to go on a vacation like
I need a
that.
break. I've worked this whole quarantine.
Wow,
Oh, what a
that's
blessing.
Yes, the blessing.
Yeah. Okay.
I get it.
He's tagged, y'all, so don't you be messing with him if you his client. But I know that, y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate your support. Definitely share, help us get our numbers up, and we will be back again next week. Okay? Peace.